Hello once again, Rich Gray alongside Bob Kemp, and another season in the books for the Arizona Cardinals. 2013 season comes to an end, and kind of a sour note. 49ers win 23-20, but Cardinals made things interesting after falling down 17-0 early, crawling back, and then kind of back and forth really between both teams in the final couple minutes of the fourth.
Yeah, this is a much different end of this season than usual. Usually it's thank God the season's over, and today it's, well, why can't they play some more games? So much different than most years. Obviously, since the end of the Warner era, certainly I think there's something to look forward to. The fact that they, this game was kind of a microcosm of the season in a way.
Yeah.
They started off slowly and made a run at the end, and it just fell a little bit short. So, yeah, I definitely think that some good accompanying music here.
Yeah.
I didn't know they drove my car around. But seriously, I think there's a lot to look forward to next year. I'm not usually one of these guys that thinks that the end of the season really makes a whole lot of difference, especially in the NFL if you have so many roster changes and so forth. But the fact that the majority of the key players should return, and the fact that they now have an idea of what Arians and also Todd Bowles want to do system-wise, I think that that's going to make things a much easier transition. And also, I'm not sure if everybody really, and I think I'm including myself into this, let alone players, I'm not sure how long it took before people really bought into the Arians thing.
Yeah.
And once that happened, they started playing better. I started picking them to win games. And the whole deal. So a lot different today than most game 16s for the Cardinals in the last 12 years.
That's definitely a lot of...
in the last 112 years.
Yeah, that's probably
I'm only
true.
just counting the 12 I've been here.
Right, yeah, and go further back. They fall short of the franchise record of 11 wins, but they do finish a 10-6 season. And you get the feeling, 10-6 seasons here in past years, there's a parade down Central Avenue, downtown Phoenix, but with this team, they're not satisfied with the way this season ended.
No, they're not. I mean, I think they are satisfied with the way that they end up playing during the season. Obviously, double-digit wins in this league, you don't make the playoffs. That doesn't happen very often. So I think they should be proud of what they've accomplished, and a few improvements in certain spots next year. Still, the offensive line, obviously, is something they're going to have to take care of. And safety, the safety position, I would think specifically are two areas that they're going to have to look at right away.
So, as you're kind of looking forward to the next season, the general consensus, Bruce Arians' first year in the desert, obviously successful, but what other takeaways do you have? What else did you see throughout the 16 games this year?
I would say Michael Floyd goes first. Today's an example also. He dropped two passes early in the game that really had a lot to do with the 17-0 deficit. And by the end of the game, he made a couple of huge plays, and it had a lot to do with them getting back into the game. So I just think individually speaking, they talked a lot about him before the season. I think the way that he was challenged by Arians when he had the shoulder injury, and almost for sure it looked like he wasn't going to play, and then ends up having a career day. Obviously, with the long touchdown pass that day in Jacksonville and third turn of the season, and maybe his career around in that particular game. I think individually, he's the first guy that comes to mind, and the emergence of in the second half of the season, not emergence, at least here, John Abraham. I think was probably individually the best story on the defensive side of the ball.
Now, Carson Palmer, quarterback, what do you think the Cardinals, should they look at a quarterback in the draft?
Well, I wouldn't. He's going to be back next season. I don't think there's much doubt. But I think that they definitely should be looking at a quarterback. And they're going to be drafting around 20, somewhere in there. So
Johnny Manziel?
No, I don't think he has the arm for the Arians, chunk play thing. But I would think that that's how, if you think an offensive lineman, probably not there. You might as well wait till you're drafted 40th or 60th as opposed to 20th. This isn't the offensive line draft that last year was, at least the early accounts are such. So I would definitely think about a quarterback in the first round, and we'll see how that goes for the future, obviously.
Now, usually in these little video blogs that we do, we also talk ASU and U of A because they play before a Cardinals game.
That's true.
They don't play till after the Cardinals the next couple of days, so we'll be previewing that in the Sports Zone upcoming.
We will preview both those games. The ASU soon-to-be butt-kicking in Texas Tech was really bad.
By the way, the
I looked
turf.
at them a little more. They're even worse than I thought they were, Texas Tech.
By the way, the turf in San Diego, the ASU Holiday Bowl, will be the third game in 5 days. So if you thought people were slipping behind us in this game,
this is a new field here today, by the way, for the Fiesta Bowl. Remember, Oregon still thinks they lost to Auburn because they reached out on the field here, whatever that was, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a slip slide fest out here today, and there's a game here Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's
so. Well, if you get ahead of the Texas Tech guys, then you don't.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm talking about distance-wise as far as to do the scoreboard. And who cares? They're not going to catch up to you. So in any way, so I'd be surprised. And we'll preview that game. Doug Haller will join us tomorrow in the 11:25 segment. We'll preview the U of A game, which is being played during our show Tuesday. So I'll preview that tomorrow at 11:45. Plenty on this game today of Cardinals with the 10:15 and the Aaron's and Palmer in the 12:15 segments. And all kinds of good stuff in between, including some Inside Bowl. I heard Michigan lost again.
Yeah, it was not a pretty game. I was there.
Darn.
They gave us some Buffalo Wild Wings, so that was the highlight of the game.
I was flying back into town at that point, but actually I drove by the stadium in about the third quarter and just kind of laughed.
Yeah.
I knew what the score was, and I just kept on going home.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Darn shit.
I know. I enjoyed it.
I'm really upset Michigan lost another game. We'll have a little more on that too. Then we're Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday no show, and then Thursday, Friday this week.
So that'll be our schedule for this week. Once again, we appreciate you not only tuning into our video blogs, but tuning into the Sports Zone every single day. For Bob Kemp, I'm Rich Gray. It's been another NFL season here in the Valley in the books, but the playoffs are around the corner. We're not going to ignore that. So that'll be
probably talking about some.
Yeah, a little bit.
Black Monday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll cover that too.
Already one casualty too.
We'll have the breaking news as it happens. Who got whacked?
The Browns.
The Browns? He only was there for 1 year?
Exactly.
Chudzinski's gone?
He's gone.
Wow.
See, there you go. Breaking news in the video blogs.
Ray Horton?
Lane Kiffin. That's who I'm pushing for. That's a Browns move right there.
Ray Horton. He said, even though their defense kind of went down the tank in the last half too. Really? Chudzinski?
Chudzinski's gone.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
None of the geniuses had that, including me, but I'm not a genius. But really?
One and done.
Wow.
Jim
Tressel. Well, that was when he was in his heyday at Ohio State, when it looked like he coached there till he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
That was the one job Ohio State fans were concerned that he would leave. So he's available.
There you go, Jim Tressel to the Browns.
That's the insider.
We'll figure out all the rest of the casualties as well in tomorrow's sports. So for Bob Kemp, I'm Rich Gray. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you tomorrow.